ready?
Welcome.
Once again, Sonny Parlin. How are you, sir?
Welcome to the Old Man Grappling Hour, Kevin.
It's nice to see you. We get to spend some quality personal time together. Just
Yes,
me and my boo.
Yes.
Just like the old days. Fuck these guests. I don't like any of them anyway. This is not. We're not pretty close today. We're sharing close quarters.
I know. It's weird.
This is kind of weird. This is like we're not across the room.
Yeah.
Sitting on each other's laps again.
I think we're going to eventually figure out a solution for this studio space. You know, we'll probably end up in a better location with better seating.
Absolutely.
But for now, we're just going to do it like we've always done it.
Absolutely. As soon as you fuckers pay us some money or
I like this though. I like the microphone setup.
I do not dislike this at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it works fine. It's cheap.
Yeah.
And you know, the $1 million facility, which is totally not a storage unit in Riverview.
No,
Brandon.
it is definitely not.
Definitely not. It was a fun story too. It's a fun day.
Whew.
So, how are you, Sonny?
I am good, man. What a week it's been. Holy shit.
Yeah, you had a little excitement this
I
week.
did my first car trip that I've ever done in years. And thankfully I have a hybrid, a Toyota Corolla hybrid. So it's really good on gas. Only filled up like 3 or 4 times the whole trip. Drove all the way basically from Bradenton to Virginia and back with lots of excursions along the way.
What do you get for mileage on the hybrid? What do you notice?
I think it's like 43 miles per gallon, something like that.
With the thing cranking? With the hybrid motor cranking, or is it?
Well,
doesn't it work like it's
It uses the engine when you speed up.
right?
Like when I hit the gas, it uses the engine. But when I'm just like cruising along,
it converts to
it goes to battery.
the battery, right?
Yeah.
And then the engine turns and it charges
The engine just turns off.
Yeah, but the gas power of the engine pistons doesn't that charge the battery or something?
Oh, I didn't design the fucking thing.
You weren't in the room when that conversation. They didn't ask you, hey, Sonny. We're sponsored by Toyota Corolla, by the way.
Yeah. So big shout out to my son, Jake. He graduated boot camp for the Army. That's why we went up. We went to South Carolina where he was in boot camp training for 10 weeks. And bro, it was man, oh man, what a proud moment.
I mean, I
can't words can't describe, you know.
I mean, it's weird because I'm getting to that point in my life, like we all are, where I can remember kids that are now grown ass adults. I mean, I can remember Jake when he was 6, 7 years old running around.
I know.
And now he's freaking off. And then I remember him a couple years ago when we were recording at your house and you used to yell at him to turn your goddamn game off.
Yeah, he's coming into his own as a person, as a man. And you know, his MOS for the military is he's going to be repairing helicopter engines or airframe engines.
Yeah.
And so now he's at another base in Virginia, Fort Eustis, where he's doing that. And he's going to be there for a while, for about 22 weeks or something like that. And it's just amazing to see him in this program. It was so cool to see him in uniform for the first time in person. And the Army really knows how to do it because what they did is they set out these smoke bombs on the field, and the 800 soldiers come walking through the smoke. And I always thought that smoke was like bullshit. Like, you know, you could still see and all that. You couldn't see. There was 1,000 people behind the smoke. You couldn't see anybody until they came through the smoke. Yeah, and I was like, that's how we fuck people up.
They do that. They do that little like thing when you graduate.
Well, this wasn't even the graduation. This was just the end of boot camp, family day. And so they put on this really cool presentation where the soldiers come through. And then the really cool thing is they have to stand at parade rest until their parent comes and actually puts hands on them. then they're released for the day. And my kid is so disciplined, man. It's like, if there's anything that he's not supposed to be doing, like for instance, one of the things that they told you is like, you are not allowed to leave base during family day. Right. And they told them specifically, if your parents try to drive you off the base, you are to jump out of the car. And I took a wrong turn, right? And I started going the wrong way. He's like, no. And I was like, okay, I'll turn around.
You're going to give me a kick
Don't jump out of the car. But yeah, it was really heartwarming to see him in uniform and just to see the accomplishments he's made, and he had to overcome some fears. He's got a fear of heights, and he had to climb these fucking giant things and rappel down, and then the next day was actually graduation, where it was basically the same thing, but it was a different style of what do you call it, like just presentation. Now they're wearing their dress greens and everything,
color
guard,
color or whatever the hell they call
it. Like they look like suits,
Yeah, they put
they dress them. They're marching them
dress
around.
Whites or dress
greens,
and
they're marching them around and all this, and then the same thing at the end. They had to stand at parade rest until we came and got them, and that's when we got to hang out with him for a few days. So he got to leave the base, and he got to hang out with his parents for a couple of days, and we went around and. We did a lot of things, man. We went to a movie, we went to dinner, and we went and played mini golf.
All on the base. They have all this stuff.
Ironically, they have a lot of that shit on the base, but this is after we left.
So they let him go after,
after graduation.
After graduation, okay, cool.
And then we went to Virginia Beach and all this other stuff, and just hung out, and But yeah, they do, which I had no idea, on the Army base. They have like a water park with water slides. They have like bowling alleys.
Fucking Army. The fuck, these kids are getting soft, man. What the fuck? Water park?
He was like, I didn't know they had all this shit. I certainly didn't get to see any of it.
I would have signed up for the Army years ago. I have to play putt golf.
More for the people that live on base, you know?
My dad was military, and we used to go to MacDill Air Force Base a lot. I don't think they had a grown man golf course, which is actually one of the best golf courses.
Well, they had one there too. Yeah, they had the mini golf. They had a grown up golf course, the water park, bowling alleys. They had all kinds of shit, but it still kind of felt like a barren land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's still Army. It's still Army.
Yeah, you could tell you're still in an Army base, but it's very interesting. I had no idea the scope of how big these Army bases are. I mean, they're giant. They're like a town.
Yeah, you get to go shopping at PX tax free.
Yeah. They have like a little tiny mall there.
Yeah.
They have everything.
PX they call it. I forget what
commissary. I think
commissary.
Is what they call it.
Anyway,
but yeah, that was quite a week. And then of course, we're driving for very long periods of time. So my wife and I were listening to like audiobooks,
Yeah.
I almost said books on tape. Like nobody listens to tape anymore. But yeah, we're listening to audiobooks, and some of this true crime shit. Like, have you ever heard of like Shelley Notek?
Dude, I listen to so much of that shit. I know who Shelley Notek is.
Bro, it's just this woman that like abused her kids and abused like the adults to the point where she killed them. Like 3 adults. She killed
what context with this?
She was just like, she would take someone in and let them live at the house, and then over time abuse them to the point where they died.
It's got like Misery, is it like the chick from Misery?
But the people,
you remember the book, the Stephen King?
Yeah. But these people were there voluntarily,
right?
And it's kind of like like when you think like. Of course, now we have the ability to look back at something as horrible as slavery, right?
Right.
I mean, well, why didn't the slaves just like get together, band together, and beat the fuck out of the the plantation owners and kill them and go? Well, it's like there's a psychological piece to it.
Sonny, I think about that all the time, like the odd components of psychological torment and stuff.
Right.
Like you just think about all the Jews in Germany.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or the people that followed the goddamn Nazis. Even
the Jim Jones Kool-Aid drinkers.
I mean, there's amazing case studies on behavioral science that these people are just, you have these leaders that are so charismatic and so understanding and manipulative and obviously a bit psychotic that they're able to get these people to follow them to their own deaths. Or to commit atrocities.
If this woman had tried to abuse the person on day, like the way that she abused them on, say, day 500.
Right.
If she tried that kind of abuse on day 1, they would have been like,
no, you got to wean them into it.
Right.
You got to film all those breadcrumbs.
Right. And
kind of like the little, the person I have in my basement. You know what I mean? You have to, you can't just go right to the hard shit. You got to fucking give them little bits and pieces.
Right.
You cut them a little bit here and there. And we're cool with that, right?
Crazy the shit that she would say to these people, the shit that she would do to them.
Right.
And it's just, and then we listened to this other one about a serial killer named Israel Keys, who lived in Anchorage, Alaska.
Yep, I remember. That's the one that used to go hunt the people, right?
I'm not that far into it, but they just caught him in the book I'm listening to.
I used to listen to, there's a couple good ones out there. Last Podcast on the Left is a good one, but the guy that ran it got all fucking, it's a whole deal now. One of the big guy, Ed Kiesel, was convicted of being harassing and like serial fucking abusing his girlfriends and shit. So that kind of went under. But there's a couple good ones. Last Podcast on the Left is a good one. It's real funny, but it always talks about these different people in history, serial killers, interesting topics.
Yeah,
Time
it's
Sucks
just
another good one too.
Just nutty.
But there's a ton of them. They're all out there.
And so while the movie that we went to go see when we were in, I think it was Virginia, or I don't remember if it was South Carolina or Virginia, but the movie we went to go see was that new movie is like a horror film where they're in a TV studio. I can't remember the name of it now.
Yeah, I haven't. It's got an easy like one word kind of catch 'em.
I can't remember it now, but it's actually pretty good.
I have no idea about any movies. I want to go see Dune. That's the one I want to go see. I want to go see that in the movie theaters because I saw the last one. I'm not a huge Dune fan. I don't even think I ever watched the original movie. Sorry, all my nerd friends. I'm an asshole. Maybe I did and didn't remember it. Never read the books. However, I did see the first installment of the new releases, and I just want to go see how the fucking thing ends. I do know the story a bit.
Speaking of movies,
Jesus Christ. Now, first of all, fuck you for making me watch that piece of shit.
We have not talked about the new Roadhouse at all. We have not talked about it at all. Okay, so this is literally the first time that I'm going to hear his opinion on it, and the first time he's going to hear my opinion on it. Now, I'll go first.
Go ahead. I'll give you the floor. Sonny, okay. You have the floor.
I thought it was a fun movie. However, not based in, when it comes to the fighting or any of it, based on any kind of reality whatsoever.
It was the Sharknado of a fucking remake. It was a
horrible piece of shit. But I did have fun watching Conor McGregor.
Right.
Like he kind of made the movie watchable because he's fucking crazy and he bro, he got jacked for that movie.
Yeah, he was ripped, yoked.
Fucking crazy.
Had a needle hanging out his ass the whole time.
Yeah. that scene where they introduce him into the movie and he comes walking out of that thing naked, that was funny.
It was purposely overdone.
Yeah.
Which was kitschy and had its own little element, but it was glaringly obvious that if the budget for that movie was $10 million, like 9.5 of that shit went to Jake Gyllenhaal and fucking Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the actors they had playing Florida natives were obviously from France. Like it was pretty transparent.
It just wasn't. I mean, like you said, it just seemed like it was almost like a mockumentary. Like let's make a comedy and not tell anybody it's a comedy. You know what I mean?
It was entertaining.
Right.
I will not lie and say I was not giggling.
Right.
I smoked a little of the hoo-hoo. And you know what I mean? I will lie. I would be lying if I says I wasn't slightly entertained. But to call that a remake of one of the greatest movies of our generation.
There's no beating the original.
There's no.
I'm sorry.
I feel bad for Patrick.
They should have called it Roadhouse 2 or something.
I mean, like it was Patrick Swayze literally is crying somewhere in heaven, looking down upon us, like in shock and awe that they ruined his baby.
They should have called it Roadhouse 2 instead of making it a remake.
How the fuck do you not have Wade Garrett in that movie? Like to me. Like, wait,
well, maybe because he's 100 years old.
Well, you figure out another guy to play fucking Wade Garrett. You find some asshole that looks like an old dude, and you say, "Hey, this is the guy." There could have been a million different ways to figure out a way to implant a Wade Garrett type character. He could have been his old trainer or some shit like that. They could have done something. But you're right. I was disappointed simply because I wanted it to be better.
And I was wondering how they were going to integrate the actual. Remember when he was at the UFC and they filmed some shit in the octagon?
Yeah, it was terrible.
And I was like, how are they going to integrate this into the movie? And the way they did it wasn't bad, but
it wasn't great though. But the reality of it is, I don't think anyone gives a fuck. Because I guarantee you that every fucking asshole that loves Conor McGregor, like me and you, we watch that shit. Yeah. Everyone is going to watch that goddamn movie, and they're going to make a fucking bazillion dollars off of that shit.
Yeah.
No matter how you cut it. But
why wasn't it a theatrical release though? I'm glad it wasn't because I fucking hate going to the movies.
I don't understand that world of happens. I imagine it has something to do with they're putting it on Amazon Prime, and now Amazon Prime is going to get. I'm sure they're going to get something out of this because I'm sure.
Well, probably signups. it.
Yeah, exactly. People are going to want to. People are going to buy Amazon Prime
just to watch the movie.
Just to watch the movie. And that's exactly.
Don't,
I guarantee you, people.
It's not worth it. It's not worth that.
Save your $6. It'll be. You can. I'm sure you can rip it on some website here eventually. End of the day, not a complete waste of time. It was marginally entertaining. I think the idea that I was anticipating something that would be better as a Roadhouse remake, which made it not even close.
It was just too goofy.
It was corny and goofy.
Yeah, corny. Corny is a great word.
It had absolutely nothing to do with Roadhouse, and they really marketed it as a Roadhouse.
Wasn't the original Roadhouse? Didn't that take place in Texas?
Oh, yeah, it was. Everything was all fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it was just so whatever. Go see it or don't. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah,
I can't really tell you much about anything other than
even
that.
The fight scenes at the end were just stupid.
I was disappointed simply because I understand what a good actor Jake Gyllenhaal is.
Yeah, but
didn't seem like he cared much about recreating authenticity.
Right, and also it's like I don't give a fuck how tough you are. If somebody stabs you in the fucking gut, you're not just going to stand there and look at them.
It was ridiculous for purpose.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It was so goddamn ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was like, come on, man, Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah,
like, Conor McGregor wasn't that good in it to cover. The scene when he's jumping out the window, walking around bare ass is pretty fucking funny.
That was funny. That was funny.
On a side note, Conor McGregor is now officially evil Popeye. So that's my when you see the movie, you'll know what I mean. It's literally he has a couple one-liners.
He's like Bluto or something.
Anyway,
yeah.
So I got a few announcements. I bartended this weekend. It was kind of fun.
You bartended?
I did. Every year I work the Gay Pride Parade.
Oh God.
It was at the. I've been doing it for the last 5 years. They give me a call. I show up. I get there at noon. I work until like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I literally make drinks as fast as I possibly can for the whole fucking time.
Where?
It's at Bradley's, which is like the main gay bar, right in the middle of freaking Ybor City, right on the parade route. So I'll make like $1,500, but it is definitely an experience. Like I lose a little bit more of my innocence, which there ain't much left anymore, to be honest.
Bro, I heard, and I could be wrong, but I heard that there was like kids there getting like danced, like freaking naked dudes and women dancing in front of children. It's like, come on.
I mean, I will tell you one thing that
not at your bar. I'm saying at the parade.
I mean, I don't get to go out and see that because I'm inside at the bar.
It's like leave the kids alone.
I go back and forth on what I consider to be appropriate for this community sometimes when we start to talk about
your dick hanging out in front of a fucking child is never appropriate.
They will always be there. You can't be indecent, but they will stretch that line as far as they possibly can. So this is the way I look at it. Like it's a public event. You can't necessarily say you have to be 18 or over to go out to a public place. So this is on the parents.
Oh, yeah.
I will never in my life, believe me, I have plenty of parents that come to my gym that I watch them talk to their kids in ways that I'm like, what in the fuck is wrong with you? But I never correct them because I don't have a kid. I don't have any children. And like, if you want to bring your kid to a gay pride event and watch some dude with his ass hanging out, fucking twerking on the stage with his dick flying around, and you want to tell yourself that that's opening up him to more
culture,
like I can't tell you that you're wrong. I personally don't think I would bring a child to that, in my opinion. First, I mean, they're going to be drunk. They're going to be drinking, just like at the Gasparilla parade. I don't think I'd bring my kid. There's a reason why they have a kids parade and an adult parade now, because the kids just shouldn't be at the adult parade. But that's just my opinion.
Parents are fucked up.
Long story short, it was a fun time. For me, it was fun. I don't fuck it. This was a good one too. Like I was at the main
Get any
bar.
numbers?
Okay, $20, baby.
Oh, there's something I did when that I forgot to mention. Over the week that I was gone, Jake wanted to do some training, and so he's like, "Come on, Dad, let's find a jiu-jitsu gym and go cross train." And I was like, "Fuck no, I'm on vacation." But he was all about it, so we did it. And we went. Shout out to Deep Waters Jiu-Jitsu in South Carolina. Super nice guys, talented guys. Thank you for having us in. We had a great time.
Did you get to like and subscribe to the YouTube page? Do we have 2 more fans out of the? You didn't spread the love for the.
I got some follows on Instagram. I don't know.
Hey guys, Sonny Parlin from the Old Man Grappling Hour. Do you have room for us? We might have our entourage.
But it was really weird because I haven't walked into a gym cold like that since I was a purple belt. And it's kind of a different level of stress. You walk in and you're a black belt and you're like, I just kind of realized it when I'm there. I'm like, oh man, they're going to be like, what belt are you? And I'm going to be like, I'm a black belt.
Oh, they all want to roll with you.
And then,
everybody wants to roll with a visiting black belt.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like a goddamn celebrity.
But it was a great time. Had a lot of fun. Made some new friends. And they said if anytime I'm ever there, and of course I told them if they're ever down in Bradenton, they're welcome to come. And it was nice. It was really nice that they were welcoming. But you got to find the right gym. I think if you go to some old school gym, that's run by a Brazilian, you're probably not going to get a very friendly welcome.
That's another thing that it's just difficult for me to understand this and recognize this. I mean, there's so many goddamn gyms now. If you honestly believe that your jiu-jitsu is this secret magical source of wisdom that no one else, and if someone comes to your gym and takes a class and they're outside of the gym, that they're going to somehow steal your secret fucking, like, come the fuck on, dude. Like, no.
Like when I went out when I did Worlds with you out in 2016.
Right.
I wasn't allowed to train anywhere except for 10th Planet.
The only reason I say get that is because there was an active competition going on. So who knows, maybe you're going to find someone at that gym that's in your same, but it's still stupid, man. I would never, I don't think there's ever a world where I would tell someone they
Bro, do you honestly think, do you honestly believe that someone could come to your gym, get beat up by you, and then form some kind of a game plan against you?
It's so fucking stupid.
That will now give them the W. It's like,
stupid.
it's just not going to happen. If they can't beat you once, they're not going to beat you.
It's so fucking stupid. I just, and for what? For some fucking dumbass medal you're going to win.
Right.
You're going to hang on the fucking wall at the gym.
So I was really grateful that these guys weren't like that. They were actually super cool. They're like you or me, like the way that they run their gym and the classes. That was very akin to like a Rob Kahn.
I want to believe that ethos or that style or whatever is kind of going away. But I still hear stories. I still hear stories about people that are like that. Well, you're training in my gym. You're coming to steal my secrets. It's like, come the fuck on, bro.
That famous jiu-jitsu guy that recently opened a gym in Sarasota, Ricardo Almeida.
Yeah.
So he goes to a tournament with his kids or something, and Werther was there. And Werther introduced himself, hey, I'm a big fan. By the way, our gyms are not that far from each other. If you wanted to set up some kind of a cross-training agreement, I think that'd be great. And Ricardo Almeida was not having that at all.
I mean, dude,
it's hilarious to me.
It's hard, but man, the reality of it is, dude, there are so many people training jiu-jitsu right now. Like so many people. If you have any acumen as a jiu-jitsu instructor, like you have the credentials to be able to open a gym and you understand a little bit about running a business, like there's no reason why your business won't be successful. Like there's so many people that are training jiu-jitsu right now. I mean, essentially since Gordon Ryan fucking, like I go back and forth in this all the time. I always think about this. There's parts of me that freaking think Gordon Ryan is horrible for the sport, but you could never undermine the reality that Gordon Ryan is the one that put this goddamn thing on the map. Like if it wasn't for everybody jumping on the shoulders of that kid going out there, winning tournaments, being the bombastic fucking person that he is and putting his middle finger up to all these old school freaking demagogues or whatever, like we would not be in the spot.
No, for sure.
Right now. And that being said, nice little segue. You like that? You're better at this shit. One of the jiu-jitsu topics that I kind of wanted to cover this week, something that I've been noticing, seeing a little bit of leeway or a little bit of the little titles on or whatever, snapshots on, story headlines on. Gordon Ryan has got himself into a little bit of hot water again. Imagine that.
With what?
So there was Fiona Davis is a very common.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Is it Fiona or Fiona? I forget it's. I love you if I got your name wrong.
Kate from my gym calls her Fifi.
Fifi, right? So she's very accomplished grappler. I think she's world champion. Mm-hmm. She's very, very high level grappler. She made a comment about the fact that female grapplers are not being paid as much as the male grapplers are, and then grappling is a male-dominated field, and so on and so forth, and all these other things like that. And Gordon, in his very
matter-of-fact way,
elegant way, wrote the Instagram post.
No, I read it. I read it.
And scrolls all the way out like the scroll rolling down your arm. So he mentioned the fact that it's if you want to make the money, you got to produce the money. And you
got to put asses in seats.
You got to put asses in seats. And you can make the debate that sometimes that they're not marketing the females as much as the males. I personally, to be honest with you, I think that grappling and MMA fighting is one of the odd separations or one of the odd exclusions to the fact that female sports can be just as exciting as male sports. And I hate to say this.
What do you mean exclusion?
So if you watch a WNBA game and you watch a female soccer game and you watch a female hockey game, or you watch, female fucking, swimming, right? It is glaringly apparent that men are just more athletic inclined, stronger, bigger, faster than the females are. And you can be angry with me, and you can call me in and give me hate mail.
Why?
But it's the facts.
It's a fact.
It's the facts. Watch a WNBA game and watch an NBA game. The level of athleticism is at another. It's just not even close. There's a reason why they put them in different leagues. I believe that fighting and jiu-jitsu is equally as exciting when you watch two high-level females as it is when you watch two high-level males. I think they're just...
Or equally unexciting.
Equally unexciting. Believe me, we have to talk about this shit. We don't have a fucking choice. It's called the Old Man Grappling Hour. We gotta talk about jiu-jitsu. So I can see where this debate holds a little bit of water. But I think that Gordon... he didn't do a very good job in his own right. And again, he gets a bum rap because he's Gordon and everyone automatically assumes he's an asshole. But when you think about his debate, it makes sense because it's the same thing for men. Like there are men out there that don't get paid shit to grapple. And it's not because they're not as good at grapplers or exciting grapplers. It's because they don't promote themselves.
Well, hey.
They don't go out there and make the headlines.
I was talking to Chuck Buffalo, Charlie Radke. Shout out to Chuck Buffalo.
Yeah.
He came to the gym for a couple of weeks and trained with us, and we loved having him in. And I was chatting with him a little about it.
Charlie Buffalo.
And I asked him, by the way. Chuck Buffalo, yeah. I asked him. I said, "Is the starting pay in the UFC still 10-10?" And it is.
Yeah.
So, and this is why. No offense to anyone, but this is why when people come to me asking me about training, fighting for a living, I always tell them the facts first, okay? And then let them make their own decision. And is my goal to dissuade them? Absolutely.
Oh, man, I can't tell
Absolutely it is. But it's like, look, okay, so 10-10. Let's say you get 3 fights in 1 year and you win all 3 of those fights. It's like...
yeah, half of that.
You've just made $60,000 in a year, okay? And just like you said, you have to spend money on taxes.
Pay your trainer.
Pay your trainer, your camp, your basically everything that's related to your wellness. All your meals, all your what do you call it? The shit you buy at fucking
supplements.
Supplements. Thank you.
Right.
TRT,
all that.
Yeah, TRT, all your fucking your hormones,
your weed,
your weed. But you're not making shit. You're not making shit. And the only way you're going to make anything in the UFC is by becoming a name, like Conor made himself a name, or like Gordon made himself a name in jiu-jitsu.
That infinitesimal less than 1% are so.
It's so hard.
It's so fucking.
It's so hard.
Brendan Schaub made a really funny comment, and I laughed about it when he actually commented about Roadhouse, and he said the only thing, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I didn't hear this.
The only thing that's realistic about the movie Roadhouse is the fact that an ex-UFC fighter is now a bouncer at a bar. That was, I mean, dude, like, I can't tell you like how I know so many fighters. I know so many guys that are just working. Look, I mean, we're talking like 10 years.
I'm not going to say his name
suffering.
Because I don't know if he wants his name said. But you and I both know a UFC fighter that now just took over a gym.
Right.
And he's probably making more money running that gym than he did fighting in the UFC.
He did pretty well. I know the number because but again, that is 100%. We're talking about someone that's been on an active roster member in the UFC for 6 years.
Right.
Like,
and
that doesn't happen.
And guess what? It's like, that's a tough life.
It's a tough life. You're paying greatly for that 150 grand, 200 grand you made over the course of 6-7 years.
I don't know anybody who becomes except maybe Nate Diaz or Nick Diaz.
Yeah, but again, I
don't know anybody who becomes a fighter.
Why did he become famous? You could argue that it's less about his ability in the ring.
No. What I was going to say
as a promoter.
What I was going to say is, I don't know anybody who becomes a fighter who wants to stay a fighter for 20 years.
No, dude. Yeah. I mean,
like, why would you want that life?
It's the same reason why Conor McGregor is making movies and selling whiskey, and everyone's talking about when's he coming back? When's he coming back? Never.
Yeah,
he's worth $500 million. Are you kidding me?
Why would he?
Why would he?
Why would he?
Go be rich and be Conor McGregor.
Speaking of coming back, there is one fight that I'm absolutely looking forward to watching.
All right. I'm here. Let's hear it.
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
I am too, kind of.
I want Mike Tyson to knock Jake Paul's head into next week.
Sonny, first of all, I love you. I'm going to watch it for the same reason I watched Roadhouse. Because I have to, because it's a fucking train wreck. And it's something I have to be so we can fucking talk about it.
I don't care. Tyson still looks like a mean fucking
Sonny
dude.
Parlin, from what I've heard, and this is not 100% or 100% confirmed yet, but I've heard lots of talks. They're going to be wearing headgear.
Nope, that is incorrect. I heard all this too.
Right.
And I went and I looked it up and I found out that a lot of this is just haters talking shit.
Yeah.
And it's not they're actually going to do a real fight.
I will wait to see on that.
All right.
I as much as I would like to believe that Tyson has a vendetta, he's going to go out there and prove this kid wrong and show he understands the idea. He's probably going to get a piece of fucking Jake Paul's fucking fight promotion at the end of this fucking thing.
I don't know.
Why the fuck would any of these guys want to go kill the golden goose?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I really hope he does.
I get it. And that's the reason
You're
why they're
talking about a man who did time. You're talking about a man who bit off an ear. You're talking about a violent man.
And that's as much as I want to say fuck it, there's still a part of me inside of me that believes that shit. I will 100% pay $65 or go to some bar to watch this shit.
I will too.
But in my heart of hearts, the reality of my inner fucking core knows it's a goddamn work. We're all just fucking patsies waiting in line.
And who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe Jake Paul is getting sparring partners who are just fucking beasts to practice. But
first of all, Jake Paul is a tough fucking kid.
No doubt. But I'm telling you, man, nobody. And again, I get it. He's 57, but bro, nobody had knockout power like Tyson.
Nobody. Yeah, but he's also 57. And he looks good hitting mitts and all this other shit.
Right,
like
he looks
that,
great hitting mitts.
It's different when you got a 25-year-old fucking savage with fucking steroids running through his fucking soul coming out trying to kill you. You know what I mean?
I'm sure Tyson's on some acai as well.
Yeah, of course. The other thing about Jake Paul is the fact that, like, you know, he's got 8, 9 fucking professional fights, 10 professional fights at the highest level, so it's not like he's going to get nervous.
Did you just say at the highest level?
Well, so... not against not against premier opponents, but 100% on the big stage. You know, we're talking about 5-10 million people watching the fight. You know. That being said, another segue. We're getting good at this shit. Unplanned segues. Mike Tyson is known for using psilocybin mushrooms It's part of his thing. If you watch him on Joe Rogan, he eats them by the fucking handful. I have found a psilocybin ceremony facilitator.
Ceremony.
So here we go.
What's a ceremony?
That's why. Good question, Sonny Parlin. allow me to explain that. So, for those of you who don't know, I have been doing
hard cocaine for many years.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Don't even get me started on that fucking list. I don't even want to go. I don't want to go to. Mom, push pause. Fast forward about 10 minutes. I've been doing ketamine treatments for the last 2 years for depression and some of the other.
Elon Musk does ketamine.
Ketamine treatments are absolutely amazing, have changed my life, have helped me live a better life, more fruitful life. I highly recommend anybody. However, it's fucking expensive. And there's a ton of research that backed it. It's actually been legalized for the secondary usage by the FDA. Which allows these ketamine clinics to open up. They just give you the ketamine, you go into this trance for about 45 minutes, you get high as fuck, and you wake up, and it helps to rewire the brain to think in more, less depressive manners to be at a higher function. It's been a great deal to me, helped with my TBIs, all the things have been plaguing me for a while. There is a great deal more research done on psilocybin treatment, which is magic mushrooms. It's not yet FDA approved. It's in the process of becoming FDA approved, probably by the end of next year or so. But there are tons of actual registered facilitators that usually have degrees, usually have some kind of scientific background that are waiting for these FDA clinics to open up. So there's websites that you can look for them, and they connect people that would like to take the psilocybin ceremony with these facilitators. It's very similar to
you still haven't said what a ceremony is.
So it's similar to ayahuasca. You know what the ayahuasca ceremony.
Oh, you mean like, okay.
So they give you what they call what's the word, macro dose, heroic dose.
Yeah, bro. Fuck that,
dude. I've been microdosing a little bit.
Almost everybody that I know, in fact, everybody that I know, with the exception of one person, who has gotten ayahuasca has gotten a divorce.
That's what I heard too. Well, good thing I'm single.
They become enlightened and they're like, I don't need this bitch.
This is the good thing I'm single. But I have done tons of research on it. I've read a lot into it. It's a very, very good program. You do 2 weeks of actual prep work where they have the counselor speak to you for 2 weeks beforehand. You do your ceremony on the third week, and then you do 2 weeks of what they call integration. It's just fucking mushrooms. Dude, I've taken mushrooms when I was a fucking kid. But
yeah, well, I've only done like a gram at a time.
You take 4 to 7 is what he says. You go on a goddamn
little
journey.
baby doll.
And then they sit there with you and they help you through. April 6th is the day. So I'm super excited. We have a show that following Tuesday.
God.
So hopefully I still want to do this shit.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I think it's going to be life.
They're going to give you a bucket.
Yeah. The psilocybin doesn't really, the way they prepare it, they make it a little more tolerable on your stomach so you don't get sick. But
we'll see.
Just like Mike Tyson, I may be fighting Jake Paul here pretty soon. This is my segue into the big time. I'll let the folks at home know how it goes. Maybe we'll have our facilitator on.
So yeah, just to quickly reiterate, I am hoping Mike Tyson beats the fuck out of Jake Paul. I would love to see a knockdown or a knockout. That'd be amazing.
Man, dude,
I would love it.
I would love to see it too, but just based upon everything I know about these quote unquote, what do they call them? Exhibition type matches.
I don't think it's an exhibition, man. I really don't.
I would be very, very surprised if Mike Tyson agrees at 57 years old to fight this guy.
I'm pretty sure it's like there's a date for the fight.
Yeah, to be determined. Well, let's wait until we see.
He's not a believer.
I guarantee you they are keeping those rules as hidden away as possible to build the hype up, and then they're going to announce what the actual rule set is going to be.
Dude, people were saying some crazy shit, which is why I looked it up. They were saying, "Oh, he gets to tag team with his brother."
No,
it's like, bro.
I heard headgear and 18-ounce gloves is what I heard.
Yeah, I heard the same thing, and I also heard the tag team thing. I don't know. I don't know about the 18-ounce gloves. We'll have to see.
I mean, when he had his fight with Roy Jones Jr., they put in a no knockdown rule.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking work, man. It's an exhibition. It's just a chance to go see Mike Tyson fight again. And Jake Paul's all but willing to take advantage of that shit. To be honest with you, do I think Mike Tyson could knock Jake Paul out? Absolutely. Do I think he's going to? Fuck no. Why would he?
Let's put it to you this way. If those guys were to fight in the street, Jake Paul would die.
You say that until you look at Jake. Dude, Jake Paul is a 25-year-old fucking wrestler. He's a fucking savage.
Oh, is he a wrestler?
Hell yeah.
All right, maybe Mike Tyson would die.
I mean, who knows? Who really knows? But Mike Tyson, I can remember. I don't think.
But what I meant by that is they were to fight bare knuckle.
Yeah,
I really do believe that Mike Tyson would get the better.
I don't think in the last 50 years, 60 years, there has been a more ferocious human being to step into combat athletics than Mike Tyson was.
No, he's a beast.
If you watch some old footage of just looking at Mike Tyson in the ring, pacing back and forth, waiting to go fight some unsuspecting opponent, pushing the fucking stuffing of his gloves back so the knuckles are more fucking like he just looks like I'm going to kill you.
The thing about Tyson that not a lot of people really like. I mean, I'm sure like fighters and people who understand fighting like Joe Rogan get this, but the thing about Mike Tyson that makes him different and special is that he's a heavyweight who moves like a lightweight.
Yeah,
like he's got all that weight on him, but he moves like so fast.
He was technically an undersized heavyweight. I mean,
right.
He's only 5'11",
and
205.
They used to ask. They asked him about that in an interview, and Mike Tyson was like, "I use that shit to my advantage."
Fuck yeah, dude. But when you watch him move,
that's
around,
why he's always on the inside.
He can't because you can't hit him. He got his little peekaboo from Customato. You can't get to him. But do I think he's gonna knock out Jake Paul? Fuck no. I'm gonna stay by that. I will see.
We'll do a little side bet.
It.
How about $20?
Yeah, well, fuck it. $20 to bet on what? It's a goddamn work.
I'm telling you, $20. Mike Tyson knocks out Jake Paul.
Just so we can have some fun on the next time. I'll give you $20 if that's the way they wrote the goddamn script for the rematch. There's not a fucking chance in hell Jake Paul gets knocked out. There's no fucking way. Why would these guys
knock down or knocked out? I say.
Why would fuck knock down? If Mike Tyson wins by a knockout, knock down,
you don't want to lose that $20.
No, knockdown is part of the action.
Look at him; he's second guessing himself over here.
Knockdown is part of the fucking script.
You're crazy.
Get the fuck out of here. There would not. No one is going to kill the goose that lays the golden eggs.
Is he really?
Jake Paul makes all these guys so much goddamn money.
You say he's the goose that lays the golden egg, but everybody hates him.
But they all, on paper, on Instagram, so they keep selling his goddamn fights. But they sure as fuck like to go cash those fucking $10 million checks after they fight him.
There's a lot of people that got fucked over by those brothers in the crypto world.
Yeah, but that's another fucking. So did he really? Was there a thing?
Oh yeah, like I can't remember which one of them.
Is it Jake Paul or is it that other?
I can't remember if it was Logan or Jake, but
yeah, they had a crypto scam.
Yeah, there's one of them had a crypto scam, and a lot of people lost money. And there's this guy named CoffeeZilla or something like that who reports on all the scams that happen. And
who was the guy who owned the big wallet? There was the guy with the curly hair that fucked over.
Sam something.
Yeah, he was a big deal.
Yeah, Samuel Freed.
Yeah,
something
Friedman or Freed or Fried or whatever.
Yeah, I can't fucking remember.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, but he made a lot of donations to the Democratic Party, so he's not doing time.
Yeah, potato, man. That's the way the cookie crumbles as I mix my metaphors. But, I mean, in a nutshell, I don't know, man. You know, Mike Tyson is my homie. I grew up watching Mike Tyson. I can't tell you how much I love talking about Mike Tyson, watching old Mike Tyson clips. I still think it's a goddamn work. I think there's no way in hell that anything happens to Mike.
Well, how would we know? How would we know if
we would know if fucking Mike Tyson loses?
No, I'm saying
gets knocked out.
If what I'm saying is, aren't there some was the World Boxing Organization or something that
I don't know who sanctioned these events. I don't even think
right. But what I'm saying is, if the fight is sanctioned by a legitimate organizer,
it's not.
Do we know that for sure? All right, I'm Googling.
I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty goddamn certain. It's an exhibition match. They always get away with it by calling it an exhibition match because Jake is not ranked in any boxing organization. These are all exhibitions, and that's the umbrella that they use to keep themselves safe, so they can do all this bullshit. They pay some referee under the table or whatever. They pay some referee to do shit off the books. I'm not even sure if they have to involve the athletic commission. I probably do, just because it's considered but maybe not. They don't do it for amateur fights. Spoken to key members of the
99% certain that it will be an exhibition.
Yeah, exactly, an exhibition. So
here's the rules. USA Today posted the rules.
Here we go. There we go. What date is that? What's the date on that? So we can know.
12 minutes.
Well, there we go. This is breaking news, folks, that you'll see in 2 weeks. All right. Let's talk about the rules.
Cameron Davies, a boxing promoter from San Antonio, said he's spoken to a key member of the Texas combatant sports staff and is 99% certain that the Tyson-Paul fight will be classified as an exhibition. Davies said Tyson, by virtue of experience and power, would overwhelm Paul in a sanctioned pro fight.
Yeah, see, there you go.
All I've been told is the combative sports staff, will have to be able to maintain the safety of the fighters. Davies said, I promise you they can strip my promoter's and manager's license if I'm wrong. There's no way in hell they will ever make this a sanctioned fight.
Sonny, I love you. I don't want to say I told you so. I'm still going to watch this
I'm
shit.
disappointed now.
I'm still going to watch this shit. I'm still going to
Why? For what?
It's going to be fun. It's fucking...
For what?
Because I get to see Mike Tyson get in the goddamn ring again.
All right, hang on. The too long didn't read rules state combative sports promoter, TDLR. I don't know.
That's it. That's Jake Paul's promotion organization.
Oh. Combative sports promoters must strictly adhere to the rules and regulations concerning the combative sports industry in Texas, which has the most comprehensive set of industry safety measures in the United States today.
Yeah, they're not going to give you the rules. Maybe. They probably have, it's all experts and stuff like that. They haven't released the actual rules yet, I'm sure. I'm sure they're keeping that shit hidden in some envelope for as long as they possibly can to keep people still excited about this goddamn fight.
That's too bad.
Just exactly what that said. So Jake Paul is an absolute stud. Dude, if you took Mike Tyson, you put him in that ring and you say, okay, Mike, go beat Jake Paul, he's going to beat that kid until he cries. It's not going to happen.
That's too bad.
Same thing with fucking Floyd Mayweather. I love that everyone thinks that was a real fight. Floyd Mayweather, if he wanted to, would have turned that up at any given moment. Same thing when he fought fucking Conor McGregor. I love you, Conor McGregor. I'm sure you think you did really well. If Floyd Mayweather wanted to end that fight in the first fucking 30 seconds, he would have. Yeah. Unquestionably, not a thought, not a fucking question in my mind. But this is the world we live in. This is what fighting has become.
Was that an exhibition match too?
Yeah, they're all exhibition matches. The only way, none of this shit's ever sanctioned by any governing body. Because
of his age?
No, because it's a fucking joke. Because it's nothing. It's all bullshit. Jake Paul.
Okay, look. The use of 16-ounce boxing gloves rather than traditional 10-ounce gloves Tyson used to deliver some of the most devastating. So, not 18,
16-ounce gloves. Are they wearing headgear?
2-minute rounds instead of 3-minute rounds.
No officious judges.
Yeah,
see, it's a fucking
bullshit.
Work. It's a fucking work, Jake.
Fuck that. I'm not gonna
watch it. I'm gonna watch it just because. But I get such a, and we're talking about like Tom the Blast is out there talking about like how Mike Tyson's gonna do this and Jake Paul, you're an asshole. It's like, what the fuck? Again, we parlay right back to the fucking study of human fucking science and human fucking behavioral studies. Like fucking the Nazis followed Hitler straight to the fucking concentration camps. We're fucking following Jake Paul's fucking ass.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna watch it.
Now that I've seen that, I refuse to watch it.
I will watch it if I feel like staying up late enough to watch it, just like every other UFC fight. If there is a reason for, if they're having a big watch party somewhere and someone invites me, if not, I'm just gonna get high and go
sleep early. I honestly thought it was gonna be an actual sanctioned fight, and now that I know that it's not,
it's bullshit. Sonny, I love you. You're such a sweet kid.
Yeah,
there's no way in fucking.
So disappointed now,
but
fuck that.
People are still going to watch it.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they're still going to make shit tons of money, and I guarantee at the end of it, Mike Tyson will probably be a partner in his promotion company and start to make fucking millions of dollars off of his next fight and be out there promoting the whole goddamn thing. That's the way this goddamn crooked business works.
Wonk, wonk.
Wonk, wonk, wonk. And they're still going to make more money than half the fucking 10 times the fucking UFC.
They're not getting my dollars, tell you that.
Watch it. West Coast Trials this weekend. Is Dylan going?
Yeah, Dylan's out there.
Are you going to go? You're not going to go?
I couldn't go because I just spent all my money on this.
Yeah,
fucking,
dude. I wasn't going to compete, but I really wanted to go. I'm not going to do this year. I'm officially done. We'll see. Who knows? But I'm enjoying my coaching and commentating and sitting around and being lazy and doing podcasts and running a business. That's my fucking world right now.
Yeah, but you know, I'm hoping the best for Dylan and the crew as they go out there. You know, Dylan's young, he's hungry, and you know, he's been killing it doing these ADCC Opens. You know, he was ranked #1 for a while. On Flow Grappling's rankings for the ADCC Open. He had beat Donaher's guy there. You know, he's doing a lot of big things, you know, and he's not saying no to a lot of challenges, which I love, you know.
Dylan's a tough kid, man.
Yeah, the thing that I love about Dylan is he'll grapple anybody. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, he's not one of these guys that's being real careful and picky and choosy about the matches that he takes, you know, in hopes of padding his record. He's actually out there and he stands in front of anybody. He doesn't give a fuck.
Dude, I'm again, I just parlay back to, you know, when I commentate in this $100,000 Zapatero event, the one on Enigma TV. Folks aren't watching Enigma TV. We're an official sponsor of the event. It's just insane how good these guys are.
I know.
And we're talking about 18, 19, you know, this is where we're really getting to the new breed.
Yeah.
It took us a while because jiu-jitsu just wasn't as popular. But now we're getting to the point where you have these kids that have been training since they were 7, 8 years old, 9 years old, that already have the fundamentals hardwired into their brain.
What's that coach's name of the guy who won that?
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, God, you're going to put me on the spot, and I'm going to forget, and it's going to piss me off. Oh, man, I hate you for this because
I started following him on Instagram.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
he's amazing.
I like
Gary? Oh, man.
I like the way he's doing things. It's very interesting.
I remember his name, and I can't remember.
His students are really, really talented.
Sorry, I can't remember your name right now. I'm gonna pull it up right now because it's on my 2 seconds. La da 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 da.
Yeah, his students are. Is that him right there? Yeah, that's him
right there. Greg Souders.
Greg Souders and his gym. What's his gym there?
Standard Jiu-Jitsu.
Standard Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah,
he's a beast, and I'm really, you know, I'm interested in the way he's teaching. I'm interested in you know, the way he's doing things. Apparently, you know, I don't stay on the meta of this stuff, and
Me
so.
Either, but I'm trying. I need to start doing that.
But apparently, he gets a lot of hate for the way he does things, and
I don't know him well, but it's funny because Craig Jones is always right on with this, and it's really kind of funny. But he is just autistic enough to be a good jiu-jitsu coach or a good jiu-jitsu practitioner. Like and unfortunately, people that are so succumbed into that side of the brain that engulf themselves, and that's what it takes anymore. To be a jiu-jitsu coach in this world, you have to be fucking like 100% immersed in it, and that's all you give a shit about. They are often lacking in social skills. And from what I've heard, I haven't listened to a lot of his Instagram posts, but a lot of them are very...
He's got some really good stuff. I like he put up some of the games, you know, we call them drills.
Yeah.
That he has his students play, and they're very interesting.
Yeah, Robbie D'Onofrio has been doing a lot of that stuff too. He incorporating a lot of like drilling.
Yeah.
But not necessarily rolling, but drilling with intent.
I really do think drilling with intent is like the new school way of doing things, and it's a really good way of doing things. I've been doing a lot more at my gym,
dude,
these people are getting much better.
I'm trying, but dude, like, I don't know, man. Like, I walk the line between wanting to create an army of jiu-jitsu savages and wanting to have a gym where everyone just has fun. And in my
opinion, do both.
Yeah, but I don't know, dude. Maybe it's me. I've never been a driller. I fucking hate it. And if I gotta have like a bunch of fucking 45-year-old men playing a fucking inside Ashi fucking drill.
Yeah, but it's not always about that. Like, it could just be passing the half guard drills.
Yeah,
you know?
I understand that. I think if I get to a point where I care enough about actually putting out a competition team, maybe I'll start doing shit like that. But like, I just don't. I I can't bring myself to it for the same reason I hate fucking warm-ups. I want to come roll. I want to show some jiu-jitsu and I want to roll. And that's all I give a fuck about.
All right.
Just have some fun. And yeah, I think you learn that way. I think the learning curve is a little bit longer, but I think you still learn. And maybe I'll change my mind eventually. But
well, I mean, that's kind of how I run my private lessons. You know, like what I do is so this is how I run private lessons. Every single person that I give privates to, I make them bring a partner. Okay. So first of all, I can show the moves to them on their partner so that they get a nice bird's eye view. It's really, really difficult to teach somebody a move when they're on top of you or underneath you.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for them to get the nuance of the move when they're in the move.
Right.
So that's number one. And number two, I always like the person that they bring to their private lesson to be a little less skilled than them.
Yeah.
Right. Because if I'm teaching them a new concept that they have to then try to put into practice right away, I want them to be successful. Okay. And if they're dealing with somebody who's got a little bit less experience and skill, they'll probably will be. Right. So, and then I just have them drill. So I'll teach them a move. I'll have them drill it a bunch of times without resistance. And then the more fun part is I have them drill that same thing with resistance. And then I might break it down for them and say, okay, this is what you did wrong. And they don't realize it because they're in the moment, but they don't realize what they're doing wrong, what they're doing right. And so I do my best to stop them after each iteration to point out where they did something wrong, where they did something right. And usually by the end of the private, they are singing my praises because they have an entirely new skill set that they can put into practice the next time that they roll, you know? So that's why I've been incorporating a lot of drills into my privates, because I really do think it's a way to exponentially increase someone's level in a very, very quick way. You know?
A private lesson with me is literally just like 15 minutes of me fucking off and telling you stories about shit.
Somehow I believe that.
Maybe we do a little jiu-jitsu. It's just you get to hang out with Coach Gavin for an hour. I'm getting better at it. I used to enjoy teaching private lessons. Now I have a select few I work with.
Speaking of hanging out with Kevin for an hour, it's been about an hour.
We're creeping on Jesus, Sonny. Just like that.
Just like that, baby. Just like a private lesson.
Just like a private lesson. Good luck to everyone competing at the West Coast Trials. Yes. It sucks that I can't be there. It's the first time I'm missing in a while. Some of the best jiu-jitsu around. I'm looking forward to seeing who pulls this shit out. Yeah,
that's honestly that's what I would recommend. If you guys want to see amazing jiu-jitsu, either attend, and honestly, there's no substitute for attending.
It's not the same when you're watching it on TV.
When you're watching it on Flow Grappling, it's whatever. But when you're at the trials, it's quite an event to see. It's really something special, and I recommend everybody to at least go to one. You know, you might have to travel, maybe go on vacation with your wife, take her with you, and just go watch the trials. It's a long day. It's a long 2 days, but it's really worth it if you want to see
the semifinals and the finals of the West Coast Trials, or even the East Coast Trials. But the West Coast Trials, it's in Vegas. So the East Coast Trials are in fucking Atlantic City. Don't go to Atlantic City.
Fuck Jersey.
Fuck
Can
Jersey.
I say that?
Fuck Jersey.
Fuck Jersey.
But the West Coast Trials are the semifinals and the finals are some of the most amazing grappling that you'll ever see. It's absolutely phenomenal how far this sport has come and how exciting it is. And I hate saying this. I hate to be that guy. Jesus fucking Christ. Every time I see a new submission only fucking organization come up, all I can think about is how we are separating ADCC rules is the most exciting sport.
That's why I was really happy about
jiu-jitsu. It's crazy. We see this PDF. They're up on Fight Pass. We're muddying the waters, guys. Stick to what works. The ADCC rules. I promise you. I'm telling you. I've been watching this shit for fucking 15 fucking years, and I love this sport. We're fucking things up. Stick with the ADCC, but whatever.
Yeah, like the latest Zapatero. What a night and day difference.
It's a night and day difference
between the Zapatero that just happened for the $100,000 qualifier,
dude,
and the one that they had before that, which was sub only.
When you have to fight for position, you have to fight for points. Opportunities open up for submissions.
It's the perfect rule set. It really is, because you get the best of both worlds. You get the sub only, right? And you get the fucking. And what do they do? Do they do 8-minute rounds, or do they do 6-minute rounds at the Zapatero?
They were doing 6, I think. Was it 8 or 6? I can't remember.
I think.
Anyways, 4 and 4, or 3 and 3, and then a 3-minute overtime. Yeah, or 4-minute overtime.
If there's no score, and there's not very many overtimes, and so it went faster, which was believe me, I appreciated. And it was just a lot more exciting.
I can't. I don't understand it. I every night I bang my head against the wall. I don't know why people are still promoting submission only. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I know there's a part of it. All you jiu-jitsu nerds are digging it. But if you really want exciting matches, there's nothing like an 80cc match. The idea of people stalling their way through to the end anymore is non-existent. Doesn't happen anymore. And the game has changed.
They were really good at that too, calling the stalling calls.
They don't fuck around. You have to fucking work. Submission only had its place. It helped bring the sport to the next level, incorporating all these new exciting techniques, making people open up their game. But it's time to give it a fucking.
And take Gordon, right? I love to watch Gordon grapple in competition. I love to watch him. But even like when he does those, like when he did that match with Keenan, it was like, bro, really?
Sub only fucking, you want to watch a fucking no time limit sub only match that lasts fucking 45 minutes to two guys?
No.
You say they stall in points matches. The whole point of a submission only no time limit is to break your opponent's. Gordon even says it. I'm just going to hang on his head for fucking 20 minutes until he gets fucking tired. It's fucking boring. That's the way it goes. Anyway, I digress. We're heading towards the end. Someone's going to come fuck with us now. Anyway.
Shout out to our sponsors.
First and foremost, always the number one, my man, my main honcho, my brother, Mr. Troy Regano from No Judges Needed. Any jiu-jitsu apparel you might need, any opportunity for anything at all in the jiu-jitsu realm, give Troy Regano from NoJudgesNeeded.com a call. Hit him up on the website. They have anything you need. Rash guards, shorts, shirts, gis, hats, bags, anything you want. No Judges Needed. Black belt owned and operated. They've been around for a long time. Secondly, we have Laheel Biogenics.
I need to get with them because I met, what's her name there?
Stephanie. Yeah.
And
we got to have Stephanie on the show. She's a trip.
Yeah. And, there's definitely some treatments that I want to get from them, including the tinnitus thing that they were telling me about.
Yeah.
And
they get all that shit.
And I'm just very interested in some of the stuff that they have going on. Stem cells, peptides, lasers.
They got lasers.
They got freaking sharks with freaking laser beams.
With freaking laser beams, man. Laheel Biogenics. Give them a shout. Next, Connor from Classic Coaching. We had Connor on last week. It was a great episode. Connor's a smart kid. Classic Coaching, classic with a K, classiccoaching.com.
He's not a small gentleman.
No, he's a big dude. He's a big motherfucker. Yeah, he's a big fucking dude. Like if he wanted to, like I think we might have been able to take him, but I don't know.
He's corn fed.
Yeah, we had to dart that motherfucker down like a silverback, I think.
Yeah, but his girlfriend was here for backing him up, man. She would have jumped in too.
It was a good show. He's a nutritionist, helps you with your workout regimen. I mean, I'm telling you, like, this guy's amazing. All these people I work with, I always say this, like, I've been doing this shit for fucking years and years and years. Every fucking cornball out there is trying to throw some shit my way. These people are awesome, and they work well, and they keep me where I need to be. ClassicCoaching.com. Charlie Keenan from Rewire, also a show alumni. He is
a master of disguise.
He runs Rewire Fitness. Rewire.com is his website. All your personal physical therapy, personal training needs. If you've got an injury, you got to work it out. Charlie's the man. I tell you, really, really good at what he does. I've been working with him for almost 2 years now. Absolutely phenomenal. Has literally got my body functioning just like I'm a kid again. Hit him up. And then last but not least, the lovely Melinda, one of my students. She owns Active Health and Wellness, mobile IV treatments. She's primarily in the Tampa, Newport Richey, Trinity, Odessa area. I'm sure she would come to you where you're at if you give her a call. You write her a big enough check. You run her credit card for a big enough number.
What's his name not a sponsor anymore?
Who's that?
The guy?
Yeah, not typically, but we'll mention his name anyway.
Okay.
If I can remember the name. Epic Services.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, my massage therapist, Nelson
yeah.
Cacciatore.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, Nelson with the funny mustache.
All right.
I see him twice a month. Other than that, I think we got Josh Liu coming next month.
Do we?
I think next week. I don't know.
My boy Jimmy from Connecticut is coming down at some point. I think in April.
We'll get him in.
And we're gonna get him.
We'll come up with something. I got a few.
He's got some fun stories. He's a Hartford detective. And
I got a few.
He sent me some body cam footage that he wasn't supposed to send me.
I got a few. I got a few on the hook. That we bring. I got a New York City cop too. We'll get on her eventually. I got a psychologist that worked with a WeDefy organization that's really good. Gino. He might be on here pretty soon, or Josh LeDuc.
But the other thing about Jimmy is that he's one of these guys that he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's been teaching with another.
So he has some fun.
Yeah,
you talk about jiu-jitsu shit.
Well, he's got like a whole course set up for police.
Yeah,
that he does with another guy that teaches at Bushido in Manchester.
Potato. We're gonna have some people in. Yeah. We got guests out the woohoo. If you're interested in being a guest and you live in the area and you are someone that's somewhat exciting that would like to speak to us, or just some asshole that wants to be on the show, why the fuck not? Hit us up. We'll make a show out of anything anymore. I don't give a goddamn. But we're gonna do our best to get back onto the once alternating shows. One with just me and Sonny. One with a guest, as much as we possibly can, because I miss you.
And listen, if there's any women out there that are trying to get your OnlyFans off the ground, hit us up.
We're here to help. We can just close the door.
Yeah, and we'll make a whole new kind of show for you.
Absolutely, baby. Daddy's got to pay the bills. We're looking to explore new ideas.
Yes.
All we need is clickbait.
Exactly.
That being said, broad, clean music, Sonny Parlin, I love you. Good time. Love you. Get to spend some time together. Folks at home. Booyah. Old Man Grappling Hour out.